All right, today let's talk about the holidays. Mike, every single year, you hear conversations and have conversations. I hear conversations, I have them every single year. I mean, without question, someone has some kind of like, oh my gosh, I spent too much money on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on New Year's. I went to too many parties. I bought too much food. I bought myself gifts that I couldn't afford. I racked up credit card debt. I got a car loan because I wanted a new car and they were having this sale. I mean, we can come up with a dozen easy, like boom, 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 of conversations that we've had, real life conversations about people overspending on the holidays. What is the biggest thing that people can do to either get out of that mess that they've already done or going into the holiday season, figure out, put parameters in place so that they don't do the same exact thing they did the year before?
Well, I think that's it. If you don't want to be like you were last year or the year before, or whatever that is, we'll make changes. What comes to mind is having a plan, having a budget. I go so far as getting rid of all of your credit cards because that's usually where you can overspend. You just tap, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe. Get rid of it. And then you have to have the cash, in this example, cash for Christmas. Boom. I have $500 per child in this envelope for whatever number, right? Or if you don't have children, whatever, right? I'm making this up. It is in here. You can only spend this amount of money because that is all the money that's in this envelope. I go extreme because I know that works. You can't spend more than the money that's in the envelope. But the very first thing about that is having that plan.
Yeah.
Anything to add
So,
to that, Jason?
yeah. So I was going to say, okay, I'll play the client at this point or
Okay.
a prospect and say, but Mike, I don't even have $500. Are you asking me to give up my Christmas? Are you saying that I just, you know what? I'm not gonna have any Christmas, no tree, no music, no food, no gifts. Is that what you're telling me if I don't have money? How can you say that? Are you a Scrooge?
Look, you have to figure out what your income will allow, right? I just made that number for 500 bucks. Maybe it's 100 bucks. Maybe it's 1,000 bucks, 2,000 bucks, right? It doesn't matter. I don't care the number. I don't even care what you spend your money on. I just want you to do it with a plan on purpose and not go into debt to do it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I'll add to that now. I'll take my complainy poor person hat off and put on the coach hat too. And I'd say you can have a Christmas and be creative as well. It depends on where you are, right? If you have a lot of extra money and you just are carelessly spending, yeah, do the thing that Mike is talking about where you're like, yeah, I'm going to create some kind of budget, some kind of spending plan, some kind of, monetary limit for myself where I'm not going to go spend $10,000 on something that I, can't afford. But as a family, we sit down and we decide how much we want to be saving, how much we want to be spending on this holiday, and then we limit ourselves. And I created a little holiday. We celebrate Christmas, so we did a little holiday budget where it was like, okay, list the names of the people. You can do this too. List the names of the people that you're going to give to, and then put a little dollar amount next to it, $20, $30, $50, whatever it is, and tally that up to say, okay, here's my total budget for all the people that I want to give gifts to. Don't forget your decorations, your lights, your tree, right? Food for parties, that kind of stuff. Put that in your budget. That's part of your holiday budget, not part of your grocery budget, right? It's a special holiday thing. So create that little mini budget to say, here are my gifts, here are the decorations, here's the tree, here's my party stuff, and then decide, is that out of line or is that within line? And then go enjoy it. If it's in line, don't feel guilty about it. Don't bash your head over like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing that. No, 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 go enjoy that. Now, that's if you have the money. If you don't have the money, you're over here. There are a couple of things that you can do to be creative to have a decent Christmas without spending a bunch of money, going into credit card debt, getting a bunch of loans, which will just take you back further. So, Mike, a couple of creative ideas that you have or that you've walked your clients through or that you've done yourself to have a Christmas on a low budget, so to speak, or virtual no budget, even if you're like so deeply in debt that you're like, I can't spend any money, but I still want a Christmas holiday. or whatever. Something.
Well, that's perfect. You have to figure out what is going to make you create that limit, right? Where's that no? Where's that cutoff? You have to figure it out for yourself. So I've had a client that he enjoys the pain side of things. So if he does not do this thing, then he is going to punish himself. In particular, he is not comfortable taking his shirt off in public. Right. So for him, if he didn't, in this example, if he didn't stick to his budget, therefore, as a coach, I kept him accountable to take his shirt off in public. Now that worked for him. That's not going to work for everybody, right? I'm just giving you ideas. For me, if I wanted to go that route, the pain would be me spending, going to the casino and taking out $500 and making sure the casino got it. No matter how much I go up, I'm going to continue to spend that until it's gone. That brings me pain, right? So
Losing
that's
money.
losing money. That's right. Giving it to the casinos, gambling, all that, right? So losing money. Not the giving part, the losing money to the casino part. Now, for another example for myself, going back to the cash envelope system. So I have in the past had a budget and had a budget. I had my debit card and I had my license, and I would go out and I would spend that $90 for the evening. Right? But when I was going out, well, I had a few drinks, I already had dinner. I wanted to continue the night. And so in that state, I didn't have the self control. So what did I do? I used my debit card, went to the ATM, got another $90 out. Wasn't working. So I had to figure out what was working for me. I literally left my debit card at home, similar to what I told you to do with the cash envelope system. If you have the cash envelope system and you've decided you're going to stick to that, you don't need your credit cards. You don't need your debit cards. Leave those at home. Only go out with that cash. Because when you only have that cash, and back to my example, if I only have $90, I can only spend $90. That's it. That's all I can do. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to figure out how to continue to live my life with the limits, the budget that I have set. I actually had more fun when I didn't have access to an additional money by being creative. And that's what Jason and I want you to do in this example of Christmas. Get creative. When you just have this amount of money, 100, 500, $1,000, then you're going to get really creative. Oh, where can I get a 2-for-1 deal? Or can I negotiate? We love negotiating. Negotiate at purchases. If you're buying things on Facebook Marketplace, negotiate. Buy secondhand. There's secondhand shops around the world. I'm in Japan, and that's where I just went shopping for a lot of winter clothes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, we're literally doing that this year, where our one side of my family, we our gift exchange is thrifting or homemade this year. And that doesn't mean that, we're completely poor. It just means that it's a creative way to remember, why are we doing this, right? We talk and complain about that as a society all the time. Well, the holiday season, it's all consumeristic, right? It's just more stuff, right? We're just buying stuff and then playing with it, and then it breaks and it ends up in the landfill. We complain about that, but yet almost all of us go out and we want those things. We want to be buying things. So remind yourself why you're celebrating. What is your reason for celebrating a holiday? Is it really to get gifts, or is it to be with family? Or is it to be with friends? Or is it to remember something that you believe in, right? If it's your faith or whatever it might be, remember why you celebrate, and then figure out a couple creative ways, like we're doing the thrifting and or homemade gifts this year. There are ways that you can do it. Something that popped into my mind. It's kind of cheesy, but it really works if you have zero money, like literal zero money to spend on it. Take the people that you are going to get a gift to and go to a department store and pick something out that you would like to get to them, and then you meet up in 20 minutes and 30 minutes or whatever inside the department store, and then you exchange those gifts like, hey, this is what I would have given you. This is so cool. I thought of you. It was perfect. It's awesome. It's great. Someday we'll be able to get that, and then put it back on the shelf. The reason is not because you're trying to tease them. it's truly the thought that counts, right? In that I was thinking of you with this type of gift. I would like to get this for you. And that can one, be kind of cool, fun game that you play. And then it could be a little bit of motivation to say, you know what? We're going to work our tails off for the next 12 months so that next year we're going to have $500 for Christmas. And we are going to get gifts that we can purchase and give to each other, wrap up and all the things. It's just a silly little thing, but it means so much to be able to have that fun little game, but spend zero money if you don't have it. Again, that's extreme, but if that's your situation, that's your situation. It's okay. You don't have to spend $1,000 on stuff when you don't have the money. Don't do that to yourself. You're going to be paying for it for 12 months, 16 months, 20 months, like whatever it is. Like there are ways to have fun, to enjoy the holidays without spending money. There really are.
Yep, I agree. Just go in with a plan, and we've talked about it in previous videos. It's a chance to pivot, right? Try something out. I tried to go out with $90 a debit card and a license. It didn't work. I had to leave my debit card at home. Try it out. You have to figure it out. Maybe you don't like the pain motivation of if I don't do this, then I get punished. That's fine. Try something out. Right? Figure out what works for you because we're all individuals and money is a very unique situation for you to be in.
Yeah. And if you're tired of struggling with money and you need to get out of debt or get control of your money to get it working for you, that's what we created the Ideal Life and Money Academy for, and the budget and debt elimination course. And then if you're ready for investing, the investing course, we have these resources available so that you can start making progress with your finances wherever you are. So go and check that out, and we'll see you in another video.